leadership. So now what I thought I'd do is just change gears and kind of give you, kind of 10 things that I'm thinking about vis-a-vis what the next 5 or 10 years of leadership training, leadership development, some of the things you ought to be thinking about as you're leaving here and starting your career. And the first one is what I would call analytical listening. Analytical listening. Why did the financial crisis happen? What could we who are running companies, what could we have known and learned about faster? How can you do a better job of kind of opening up outside forces and still running a company at the same time? So analytical listening, surrounding yourself with people you trust, listening to them, matching it with data, and working with it. In 2007, I was at the GE Capital Board meeting, and we saw a deal come in, and it had in financial services, and this was a private equity firm that was going to borrow money on a deal that they were doing. And they were able to get more debt than the size of their deal. There were no covenants. They could basically reset the loan in 24 months, right? And I said, this is strange, right? This is not the way capitalism was meant to work, And so we didn't approve the deal. And I hired McKinsey, and I spent $3 million with McKinsey and said, I want you to go study, is this liquidity, massive liquidity, going to go on forever? And they came back 60 days later and said, absolutely. This is going to happen, Don't worry about a thing. You got all these sovereign wealth funds. You got all this other stuff going on. So I tried to listen, I swear. I really did. But I think what we've tried to do, what we try to replace that with is finding the people that write critical stuff about GE, the naysayers. Who are the naysayers out there, and giving them a voice inside the company. And when I talk about analytical listening, I talk about really having red team, blue team, having the people that are your worst critics, letting them inside where you are, and that's a way that you have to break down the barriers of how you listen. But I've never met one successful person in any field of life who wasn't a great listener, who wasn't curious about stuff. And you're going to have a career of leadership that's all about that.